7 o'clock, there we go.
All right. We have a guest.
Hello.
Hi there.
She just came off a successful weekend of picnic in the park that you may have seen on Facebook.
Okay.
We did we did the barrel train at that event for her under the Boy Scout troop. And, you know, we'd see if she was interested in, you know, helping out on the Octoberfest committee. So I talked her into coming in, sitting in a meeting and see what it is we do, how we do it. And then, you know, if she was interested, then maybe she might be interested in helping out.
Can we have her explain picnic in the park to these
Yes.
two guys that don't know?
Yep.
You want to come on up? Sure. We can have her sit
Come
at
on
the
up, have a
table,
seat.
right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, pretend to be one of us. And we're a bunch of goofs, so there you go.
Oh, good.
We have a good time at our meetings.
All right. So Picnic at the Park is a sensory-friendly event. No loud noises, bright lights, mostly for autistic kids, but other special needs. This was a really successful year. We did much better than we did last year. And when I say we, I say me. I don't have a committee.
You will next year.
But I don't like saying me, so I say we. So it's really, I try to keep it local, get all the local businesses involved,
Yeah.
Boy Scouts, this there. That's really it.
Once a year?
Once a year.
Okay.
I'm not a nonprofit yet. Picnic at the Park is my organization, and if I understand it correctly, I have to file 2 years to prove that I'm not a nonprofit before I can apply for that status.
Okay.
A little fuzzy on that. So hopefully next year I'll be an official nonprofit. And then I'll plan, I want to do more little events throughout the year.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm just one event,
One-person show, yeah.
one person show. Same with you, I can't get people to help me. I have everyone say they will help me, but when it comes to do it, no one wants to help. So, I imagine you know what that feels like.
Yes.
Pretty much all the people in this room that got hooked, we just won't let them quit. So,
Yeah, good point.
so it's the reason why this event just keeps on going and going year after year. So,
You guys kind of inspired me to start this. Because I bring my kids to the Octoberfest, and it's so big and loud and busy.
Yeah.
All 3 of my kids have autism. So eventually someone has a meltdown and we have to leave early.
Right.
So then that's when I got.
It's usually Tony.
I have a meltdown too then. I'm just about ready to throw it in at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, that's what we're done.
Well, I imagine.
Anyway, okay, so we start planning this event. We actually really start planning it right after the other one ends. After the other one ends, we kind of gather around and, you know, we sit down and talk about what worked and what didn't work, what we'd like to do better next time. And then typically we kind of disappear for a month or 2 because now we have the holidays, you know, so we take a break during the holiday months of November and December. We kind of walk back at it and start thinking about it again in January. So we start with monthly meetings in January.
Okay.
And so we'll do like 1 meeting a month. Usually a Monday works for everyone, so we kind of do that on a Monday. So we do 1 meeting a month until we get to September. September is like that 1 month where everything's got to come together. So we meet like once a week during
Okay.
that time so that we can finalize some stuff. And then, you know, then we have the event happen. We've been doing this for a while, and everybody in here has been doing it for so long that we kind of know what our function is, our job is. So we get it kind of split up into different responsibilities, like volunteers and you know, certain parts of the thing. Mary does all the vendors, and John does the entertainment.
Okay.
You know, and then I do like licensing and permits and insurance and, you know, just about all.
Everything else.
Just about everything else, yeah. So, and then it all comes together. So our meetings are pretty much kind of catching people up on status of where they are with their piece. So
Okay.
that if they need help with something, or, we need to buy something, or we need to, set something up. And then if somebody has a new idea of something that we want to start up, then, we bring that up during these meetings and stuff. So
Okay.
that's kind of what these meetings are. So I guess we'll just start right into a meeting and then we'll bring it up.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Rhoda.
Oh,
Rhoda.
names. So
Sorry.
he's Steve. John Menard.
John.
Nice to
Tony,
meet
you
you.
know me, my wife Mary.
Hello, Mary. I talked to you
No.
once through email. I was trying to find a vendor
Yep,
that I
yep, yep.
never did find.
Which one was that?
The plushie one. No, it's stuffed animals. My son calls them
Oh.
plushies.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing we do is we have a secretary's report.
Yeah, that's my title too. Motion to accept the 6/17/24 minutes that went out.
Second.
Or-
Was that a yes?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed? No. Motion carried.
Okay, we're doing well with vendors. We're up to six.
Vendors.
Sure. We're up to 60 and we have more coming in, and I had some contacts with people this weekend. So we're doing pretty good with vendors, I think. And now that she's mentioned it, I never thought of it. Should we have a spot somewhere that's a quiet area? Like at the thing, on Saturday, they had one tent that was a table, chairs, and if someone was having an issue or a child was having an issue, that was a quiet place for them to go sit and relax. And I'm not sure where we could put it, but I'm sure we could figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Could we coordinate with the library?
Yeah.
Have to be inside somewhere in the library?
Okay.
The only problem, they're not wheelchair accessible.
Oh, okay, all right.
Senior center? Are they part of it?
Too far out.
Oh.
They're just outside the block. But we could advertise that, or we could just put an easy up on the front of the library, but closer to Harry's Pizza on that side,
How about Second Congo?
inside Second Congo.
Yeah, in the basement part.
All right.
I can ask.
While you're at it, can you ask for electric approval?
I have to
Now, wait a
send them
minute.
their paperwork.
Second Congo has stairs.
Not the lower part.
Yes, they do. That's how you get into the lower part. You,
They also have the other thing around from the
front?
little parking area. That's the handicapped entrance.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna write that down. We will have to use the handicap part. Okay,
We can ask.
okay.
We can also, if that doesn't work out, then we could probably go after the Jenks store.
They've got too much going on with their food in there.
It's quiet in there though.
I know.
Also not wheelchair accessible.
Huh?
Also not wheelchair accessible though.
Do you want me to go after Mason's? The Mason's Lodge?
Yeah.
It is further up,
Yeah, we can
and it
ask.
is wheelchair. All right.
It's further away from the noise too.
It is. It's further away from the noise.
Well, not with that stage there, it's not.
It won't be loud. It won't be that loud.
Yeah.
That stage is generally,
Huh?
yeah, it's a little quieter.
All right, there is a stage behind Second Congo on the lawn there. So there's speakers and there's a stage. But inside the Masons, your thoughts?
I've never been inside of there, the Masons.
It's just a big
So-
room with two
It would
bathrooms
probably
and a
work.
kitchen.
The only problem would be if they're performing at the time. That would scare sensory kids away. Or even the seniors. I had a lot of seniors in my time. It's the noise and the
Senior
vibration.
center.
She mentioned the senior center. We can ask, and we could put signs out there. All right. All right, so which one are we gonna go after?
I think the best bet is the senior center. It's
Okay.
the quietest. And then if that doesn't work, I can go after Second Congo, and if that doesn't work, we'll do the Masons. So we have like 3 options.
Okay. We're going to have signs,
Yep.
and we will advertise that as well. Which is John.
We have the post office lobby.
Nope, they close at 12.
No, I know.
So the senior center has 2 bathrooms.
Yeah, you gotta have a table to sit
They
down.
have tables.
They have a couch that they can sit down in there, and it's nice.
And they're air conditioned. They have that
Yeah.
nice big ramp.
Yep. So we'll reach out to the senior center on that. Okay. I think I'm good.
Okay. Couple things, I've done a lot of logistical stuff. We're on set for the porta potties, we're on set for the trash pickup. All of the bouncies and train and all of that stuff is booked. Pretty much the same stuff that we did last year, so it's pretty easy to do that, pick them up. Renew the same thing we did last year. We created a couple of banners, because it was mentioned at like the last meeting that we needed to identify our beer garden a little better, so we bought some banners for hang up.
You renewed the contract with the Jenks.
I went and visited the Jenks store at their meeting, the Historical Society. They gave us permission to use their part for the beer garden again, so it's in the same spot. Tent is ordered. That worked out well last year, so we're always gonna put up a tent there now, because if we have sprinkles or rain or something, it just eliminates any issues.
Do we need additional fencing behind the Jenks store? Because didn't they clear out a bunch of that brush and stuff that was behind there?
They did, but it's pretty much grown back.
Okay.
So we had fencing that we brought up
Yep.
on that spot anyway, so we're gonna just do what we did last time.
Okay.
So we have enough fencing for that.
Okay.
Let's see, so,
I just saw those.
yes, we did talk
You thought of
about
it before, the night before.
one of the new events, or new activities we talked about was a pumpkin carving contest. We did discuss having them sign in, check in at the soda jerk thing. Is that what we discussed?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
think you were here for that, so we
No,
volunteered.
I wasn't here for the last
We
meeting.
volunteered you for that.
Okay, good. All right. Never miss a meeting.
Yeah, I'll teach you.
Surprise!
Yeah, we volunteer you for things when you're not there.
We were trying to figure out, because we're gonna advertise the pumpkin carving contest. The ideas we kicked around were like this. So they carve a jack-o'-lantern, they have to check it in. We were trying to figure out, rather than have them show up 2 or 3 days before, we would have them bring it that day, but we have to have somebody to take it in. So when the idea is that we would set up a table inside of this table, the soda jerk guys, and have them check this stuff in, because they're typically slow between 9 and 10
Okay.
in the morning.
Right.
So that would seem to work better than have them check them in. Plus, they can be seen by everybody. Then, at some point, we haven't figured that out yet, but somebody will have to judge them, and then...
So we're gonna have like tiered stacked boards kind of
Yeah.
thing for them to
Maybe.
put them on and,
We didn't get that far.
We can
right.
get that far.
But it should be close to that area,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
if that's where
Well,
they're checking
it
them
would
in.
be a table, maybe with some things on it, so you can set them up so that people can see them, I don't know. It's gonna be some kind of a display. We haven't figured that part out.
Well, the object that started with this was so that they would sign a contract, whatever, saying that we are going to use their pumpkins to decorate all around the event. Except for the top 3 winners, they can go on main stage or whatever. But that was the plan.
Well, It's still kind of in discussion. We haven't really settled up on a whole bunch of things. Only that we know we're gonna do it. It's the logistics now of doing that thing.
Yeah.
And then we also kicked around, they drop off their jack-o'-lantern, but they don't get it back. Okay, because they've given it to the event. We can either use it for decorations, or we did come up with the idea of raffling them off. Okay?
Auctioning, you said.
Auctioning them off. So you auction off, we could do it on stage, the goodness store stage, right?
Okay.
Where we do an auction. We auction the jack-o'-lanterns off. Now, then you could take that money that we made from that and donate it to somebody, right?
Could you do like a silent auction and a voting like at the same time? If they were all in the same area?
Yeah, but you have to chase people down for that.
So, chase them.
Steve's volunteering to chase people down.
Cameras.
That's another thing, is when somebody comes up with an idea, you just signed yourself up.
Well, maybe. Silent auction,
You can
okay.
always donate pumpkins to farms.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the Douglas Orchard would take them. Chickens and pigs love pumpkins.
I think we're gonna struggle to get people to do an auction for those things.
Yeah, I would agree.
What?
A lot of people like to carve their own and do their own
Take
thing.
it home.
So it's not going to be, I don't think it'll be a big money draw.
Maybe, I'm not looking.
Maybe that's round 2, maybe that's next year.
Yeah,
We
I
elevate it.
wasn't looking to make a ton of money on it. I was
Right.
just looking for another event, another activity.
Let's see how many pumpkins we
Jack-o'-lantern
get.
auction could be a cool thing, you know?
See how many
Right.
jack-o'-lanterns we get, and maybe if there's a lot of interest in the jack-o'-lantern thing, then we can continue to grow it next year. All the funds.
That could work. We will have to have some form of written contract that, all right, this number is, all right, this person filled out the form, they're number 1, you take a permanent marker on the back of the pumpkin, you write 1, and then keep going. The judges show up at a certain time, they judge, someone's gotta be with them, however, whatever, or they bring over their writings to me, and then they need to be, my thoughts are they need to be dispersed around so that they could decorate the whole event. But in the contract, we have to write, yeah, we're not responsible if someone is not very nice. Because you never know. We've never had an issue with regular pumpkins decorating. Never had an issue. But someone really likes that Jack Skeleton one, and now it's gone. I'm sorry, I don't know where it went. I was at my booth.
Right.
But it would be fun to have them throughout the event, and that would be in the contract that when you sign it. There you go.
So if we use them, but if we do that, if we collect them, then we judge them, and then they have first, second, third,
Yep.
then how do they get their jack-o'-lantern back if they want it back?
Come and get it at the end of the day.
But we don't know where it is, because we spread them out and use them to decorate.
Scavenger hunt.
Leave them on the table.
Scavenger hunt.
You want to
They
leave
gotta
them on
find
the
'em.
table instead of decorating?
Mhm.
That means we have to go after more decorations. That was a
We're gonna
kind
get
of
the
a
same-
whine.
We're gonna get the same stuff we get anyway, right?
You know how hard it is for me to get pumpkins? All right.
I just don't think logistically it's gonna happen. I think if you've got, so I mean, just like, let's plan it out, right? You collect pumpkins from 9 to 10. Judging happens 10:30. And then it's 11 o'clock by the time someone finds someone to throw these things around. They're
All
not
right,
gonna get on.
okay.
They're not gonna get around the event till 11 at best. At that
All right.
point, you might as well
No, but
see-
what you could do is you could take first, second, and third, and you could put them right in the middle, the front of stage A,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah, they'll be right there. So just go through first, second, third up on the stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the plan was to have a spreadsheet ready at the soda jerk, and it's just gonna say name, it's gonna be pre-numbered, 1 through 50 down the side, and then name and then cell number.
Okay.
And when the pumpkin comes in, they fill in their name, their cell number, and you put with a Sharpie, you put a 1 on the pumpkin. And the next
Yep.
person's 2, 3, 4, etc.
But then you were saying there's another form for people to fill out, understanding that.
Well, that would be
Yeah.
part of the signing in. When you sign it, you realize,
I don't think you need it, because there's no
Okay.
loss, there's no value. So
well, I don't want someone screaming at me at my
they're
table
gonna scream at you
because
regardless.
Yeah, no kidding. That
So-
Winnie the Pooh jack-o'-lantern is missing. Where'd it go? My son really liked it. He loved it. We're gonna
Right.
take it home, and it's missing. It's got to be in the It's got to be in the writing.
Yeah.
It's just
Put
there's
donation in the name,
there's no loss, you
so they know
like,
they're donating it.
if it gets lost in the end, like, yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna
we're
be
not-
simple rules that we'll put on the Facebook or a Facebook link to go to the website. It says no lit candles, has to be inappropriate, whatever.
Yeah, they have to use battery lights, they're not candles.
They probably wouldn't be bright enough to see them.
Well, it's in case they wanna put it in.
Oh, yeah.
really?
Some-
It has to be appropriate. Spell it correctly.
Yeah, I think keep it simple. The more
All right,
complex we make
all
this,
right.
it's gonna, we're probably not gonna get a lot of people anyway, so I wouldn't spend a lot of time on
Okay.
logistics on it if we only get a few people.
Okay.
All right.
Well, anyway, there's our trophies, which I think are
Yeah.
adorable. Of course, first place is bigger, and second and third, they match. And it has the year on it,
Yeah.
so that people would be like, ooh, I want to try to win next year.
Right.
So,
Or returning champion.
yeah, they can line them up in their house, right?
Okay. Do you able to get pumpkins that early? Yeah.
Yeah, because
Usually get a
typically we
few.
get them
You
for
can get the fake
decorations.
ones.
Well, we get them for decorations too, though. Pumpkins are out by then, by October, the end of September, October. Sure they are.
Yeah, but
I am drinking pumpkin spice coffee already.
Stop it.
I saw that you put it on
Too soon.
Facebook, and I was laughing.
Too soon.
Yummy, yummy.
In his pumpkin Snoopy mug.
Yep.
Too soon.
Okay, are we done with that?
Okay, you need to go back to treasurer's report.
Treasurer's, oh, yeah.
You
treasurer's.
skipped that one.
Okay, well, in that case, let me pull some stuff out,
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
some things to sign.
Yes. Where do you want me to sign? Just have a look. Down here?
Yep. And pass it off to the next one. And then,
Thanks, Steve.
you can sign that one even though it's for you, as long as everybody else.
Hey, I'm
signs
getting
it.
paid?
Yeah.
No,
No way. This was from donuts from last year, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was going,
you don't have to wait a full
I
year.
was going through all my things and said, wait a minute, I didn't pay him for donuts.
Appreciate that. This is plus interest, right?
No interest.
Yeah, I didn't get interest on my
Floated-
stamps.
You floated an interest-free loan.
Interest-free loan for a year.
Yeah.
What is this one for?
Okay, so anyway,
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
She needs to join just so she can be in between and I can reach.
so far, we've had a couple of deposits from vendor fees. We have had Unibank and Webster First sign on as sponsors again this year.
Who
And
did?
that gives us a current kitty
Unibank
of,
and Webster first.
yeah,
Okay,
Webster First and Unibank
so far.
so far. And that gives us a current kitty of $23,476 to start this year off.
I can see your mind going, know what I could do with that?
I'm like, how?
After many, many years, it's still every year it's begging.
I think we got 1,300, and I thought that was a lot.
You'll grow, we'll get there. Maybe not as big as this, but.
Right. Because then that'll be defeating the purpose.
So, sponsor letters between you and Steve? Steve's like, what?
No, I know. I gotta.
Do you want me to send you the updated sponsor letter?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's where we stand finances so far. Now, we have paid a deposit for the bounces. We paid $1,000 deposit on the bounces.
Did we change anything based on tickets and accounting? Okay.
No, we kept everything the same, partially because we get screwed up with that when it rains for the first 2 hours. Which is what I did last year too. So if it rains for the first 2 hours, we lose a little bit on that, but that doesn't mean we should change it for next year, because next year it'll catch up. Okay? So in some of the, and in the case of the bouncy things, that really does make a difference, because the bouncies get wet, they don't want to go in them.
Well, we got kids that want us to wet them down every year.
Yeah, we get kids that
Those are the
want to
older
swim in
kids.
them, but the majority of them don't want to go in them when they're wet. So, after a while, when they dry off, which they dry pretty fast, because you got wind blowing inside of them, they tend to dry them off fast. And then they're in the swing. They were pretty active. We didn't lose money on any of them, so it makes sense to do them again.
Okay.
So pretty much, the little trike things were popular. We had the little kid trikes last year to the little speedway, and that
Yep.
worked. They were busy all day.
That's been a nice little addition.
Huh?
That's been a nice little addition.
What?
The trikes.
The little kid trikes? Oh, no,
Oh,
no,
the trikes
the trikes in
in
general,
general.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And that'll be the same location,
Yep,
parking lot?
yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much the only place it can go, and it just barely fits in there.
We walked all over. We schemed and schemed. It was the only place that it would fit.
It really, the blow-up track though really does make it,
Yes.
yeah, so.
Alright.
Buckets of fun.
Okay, so I don't have anything else on rides and bouncies.
What is that race car falling under, the Thompson race car? Is that an attraction?
It's an attraction, but we're still on the fence on where that's gonna go.
Okay. I have photos coming to me this week,
Perfect.
so I'll share those with you guys so you get a sense of, size and what it actually looks like.
If you could send them to John, John can put them up on Facebook and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I added you as a user, didn't I? On Facebook?
Yeah.
You can put them up on Facebook too.
I will try not to screw it up.
If you do, call John. He's
Hey,
not
buddy.
back to school yet.
You see what I did?
While we're on the car, I have messaged Rhoda a couple times and
Yep.
have not heard from her. So we may want to start thinking about another location for a car show.
I've already contacted India for the car show, and they want to do it.
So we're gonna find a spot for him then. Because
Yeah, either it's at Rhoda's or,
well, I can't. Yeah, she's not responding to my messages, and she's retired now, so I can't go find her at Jumbo.
And they sold the business, so it's not like you can just walk in and say, hey, can you get her a message?
so who's the new owner?
Yeah, but they don't own that property. Rhoda still owns that property.
Okay, so the Chinese food guys have to know what her contact information is,
I
right?
have her cell phone.
Oh, she's just not responding.
It's so weird to hear you talk about someone with the same name as me.
Okay, well,
That's never happened before.
Like she's right here.
I'm like, what did I do?
all right, well,
Unless you want to give me approval.
you have to.
Sure, go for it.
Great. Rhoda says we're in.
Needless to say, you have to continue trying to get in contact with her so that we can figure, because that is the best spot.
I will continue. We may want to start thinking of a contingency though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think of a contingency, but
Where were we gonna put the? Where were we gonna put the race car originally?
At Mason's to draw people up in that direction.
yeah.
But there's not enough space there to put more cars, right?
Well, normally I would say that there may be, because they have a parking lot that's kind of big enough off, the one that.
You'll have
use
to.
it.
But they use that.
Yes.
So they're not gonna,
What about, do we, the dirt lot aside of the church,
yeah.
what if is there enough room to back cars in? And
You have them
stack
sticking,
'em.
you'd have them sticking out through half
a
the
little
road.
bit, yeah,
No, a lot,
halfway into the
or at
road?
least half. Yeah,
That's a no-go?
no.
That's where my dark guy goes.
Well,
I
it's
got his
also-
application.
It's
He's
also,
coming
the
back.
train goes, the 2 trains go by there every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So that makes that a little hard.
All right, what about other spots? Library parking lot?
Yes.
Ingear won't like that because they set their booth up right there with it, so people chat with them. And Ingear puts on some form of their own contest with the antique cars. I guess people can vote when they go there.
They give a trophy and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I know, yeah, I know there's a preference, but we're slim pickings here on locations. And where we put them. What about the lot behind the post office?
Kind of out of the barricade.
Well, it depends on which lot you're talking about. If you're driving,
This one,
The very back where I
Back-
park
back
my
lot?
car.
back lot.
yeah. Well, we'd lose that for parking.
Could we reserve like 2 spots in the front of Unibank at the intersection? Like just at the very forefront of that,
It's outside the
those
barricade.
streets?
Unibank's outside the barricade.
So insurance wise, we can't do that.
It makes it hard when you do an event that's outside our barricade. Now, because now what happens is not only is it out, on the other side of the police thing, but you're having people walk across the detour,
Okay.
and the detour is already a traffic nightmare. So if you're gonna put traffic back and forth, that's gonna slow up people moving through the detour,
Okay.
then you've created a traffic problem.
Could it be in front of the Jenks? Close to the stage, but
Well, we
not
got the
blocking the
stage there.
sidewalk?
That's slammed there.
You guys allowed to use Extra
If-
Mart? Extra Mart? No?
Another spot,
Ira,
well,
Sorry.
another spot.
That
would
was my
be
reaction.
If we gave up the trikes, then we'd use that for the cost.
I don't think that's,
Huh?
I mean, the trikes are,
No, trikes make money.
trikes are ahead.
Yeah.
And we're always looking for stuff for the kids.
I know, yeah, the trike, I don't wanna give up the trikes either, but that's the other spot we could use.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were gonna entertain outside the zone, the picket fence parking lot would be a good location as well. Less of an issue with crossing the road, because the barricade's right there. Traffic's not coming in hot.
No, I know, but you've already, it's, the police are already dealing with, traffic, two-directional traffic
Yeah.
both ways. And to have to stop that, which is already backing up because people are, we're already backing up traffic. And to back it up even more, to have people wander back and forth across it is unreasonable.
There's the Grill on Main lower lot.
We talked about that before.
There's the library parking lot.
How about that in-between where you're at Gregory's and you can pull up to the back like where they,
That's where my toy man is. He parks his truck in
I
there.
don't think there's enough space there.
It's really small.
Yeah, if they got 2 or 3 cars, and they're not gonna wanna drive their
Actually,
cars up.
Extra Mart.
Huh?
How many cars are we talking for the car show?
10, 20?
Extra Mart's not big enough.
at the moment, Harboro's has their cars in the Extra Mart parking lot. They usually bring in a truck, hand out small pumpkins for free, and then they have 2 spaces in front of it. And since they only bring 2 or 3 cars, we could move them, but that's where they've always been. And that would only hold
Extra Mart's.
5 spaces, maybe.
Yeah.
That's up to the porta potties. Because they put
Yeah.
porta potties towards the back.
Yeah.
So
You know, the back 2 or 3 spots have our porta potties there.
you could safely put in 15 cars in the post office back lot. 15 cars back there.
Minus 1, because that's where I park.
Yeah, but your car's not an
That
eight.
usually is, well, we'd have to work that out because we usually put my handicap vendors back there in the back. But we could figure it out
How
somehow.
about, can we contact the church there? Was it Methodist Church?
Yeah,
They have that little parking lot that holds about 10 cars. If we could use that for the, like, the handicap parking spots
What do you-
and that type of stuff, then we could use that for,
Where are you looking? What are you talking about?
behind that, there's a church there on the other side of the street, opposite the post office. That church has a little back parking lot.
It's a church. Where?
you know the elementary school driveway, that street going up there?
This right
In
here?
between the post office and next to it across that street is the church.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, right here. Yep. That's right.
We could use some parking there. That would let us use that parking lot for the antique cars.
I mean, it's still the same issue of outside the zone,
Kind of.
but it's less
Well,
intrusive.
Not actually, because we're using the schools now, the school campuses up there now for parking for the event.
Yeah,
So it's kind of enclosed.
it's a stretch.
Huh?
My
It's a bit of a
vote
stretch.
is, yeah, we could, but now you're taking them and shoving them way in the back. They're kind of usually always like in part of everything.
Hmm.
It's just nothing. There's no space anywhere. I mean, so I would say the library parking lot is in the, for sure it's in the location, within the barriers.
Mhm.
It's out of sight, which is not great, but we're all kind of working with lesser of evils, right?
Weird thought. Goodness store, we always use them for our 3 or 4 handicap parking spaces.
Yeah, it's just not much
We
space
could-
in there.
Because you have a bunch of spaces, plus you've got the back grass area
Yeah, well, they use that for parking though, and they charge.
for themselves.
parking.
Oh, that's right, they make their own money that way.
There's not many spots there anyway. There's not many spots.
Okay.
What if you move the trikes there to the back parking lot?
To which parking lot?
To the one back here?
The post office?
Yeah, and then put the
That's
cars in
that's
Webster.
so far up and out of,
It's hidden.
yeah.
Yeah, it's out of sight really.
Yeah.
Who's parking in the library parking lot during the event? You
Justin.
Me,
are. And Justin?
me, because it's a place to park that's close, but I can still get out if I have to, because I go out the back part.
So
I mean, the library employees park there.
during the event? What about the Webster first back lot?
No,
No?
well, yeah, we would get used to that after 12.
Yeah, that's not conducive. That's any good.
I can't ask for more than they do. They give us the entire front, they're a sponsor and they give us the entire front lot. They even close their drive-through for the day. So, you know,
Fair enough.
they can't, they're required by law to be open, so they can't close, you know, so.
Do you have room to move your vendors around and use the side of the road somewhere?
We try not to have vehicles on the roads because of the emergency vehicles having to come through.
There's only one road where we let trailers or, you know, food trucks and stuff, and that's the food thing on Depot Street.
Well, it's their trailers, we don't allow food trucks.
Yeah, they do, we have both trailers there.
And these are all contingency plans for the car show that we're trying to figure out.
Well, we're trying to come up with a, you know, a potential contingency for the car show if we can't use the dirt lot that we've been using for the last
Yeah.
10 years.
Which is a perfect space. And, you know, she's been really good about letting us use it, and people appreciate it, and even the people that live in that apartment right there in that building, they love it. They love it. Even when the vehicles come in at like, you know, 7:30 in the morning, they don't care. They're out there with their coffee on the front porch or sitting out there watching the whole thing happen. So the one year we didn't have it, they were pretty upset.
Really?
Yeah, they were upset.
Now, is that who the Rhoda lady is that owns that building?
Yeah.
Yeah, they owned
Okay.
Jumbo Donuts until it was sold.
Okay.
And then now she retired.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
My friend Nadine rents one of those apartments. I can ask her if she knows how to get a hold of her. If that's the owner.
One of the apartments in that building?
Yeah, behind the Chinese food place. My friend Nadine rents
Also-
Oh,
that.
no.
Nadine was
no,
at my
not behind it,
event
it's next to it,
helping me out.
right?
Huh?
What does she own? She owns the apartments next to it, not behind it. Or is it all the same?
I thought it was all the same.
Oh.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Okay, that's worth a shot.
I can
Yeah.
ask.
Oh, I know what she's talking about, because when you go by there, they have a back little porch
Yeah.
Yes.
going into their house,
Yeah,
their apartment, which faces the post office.
but that's still in that building.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah,
Meritus.
so that's the person. The person that owns that real estate is the one that we need
Okay.
to give us authority to, again, and now she's done this for the past several years. She's letting us use that spot. We give her, we have insurance paperwork filled out in her name and everything, so that we, so she's insured.
We just
during
need
that.
the contact in case it's different from what you have.
I can ask her.
I don't know why our cell phone would change, but,
You never know.
all right, let's move on.
Okay. All right, so that's, you know, for next meeting, we gotta see if we can push that so that we have an answer on that. Street closing plan's gonna be the same as last year, parking, same thing. We're gonna, I guess we reach out to, the athletic guys, make sure they're parking at Soldiers Field.
Oh, yeah,
Somebody did that last time.
Keith.
Hmm?
Keith did it.
No, I thought it was Steve last year.
I didn't mean it last year, but I can do it this year if we have a contact.
Do you need a contact? Do you have a contact?
I do not.
I'll text Keith.
Which is nice, we don't have to deal with it. They've done a fantastic job. So
Yes.
that would be great.
Yep. Whatever method they're using down there, it's working.
I'd have to contact St. Dennis again for the use of the upper parking lot.
Entertainment. Tell us about entertainment.
Wait. Can you go back to the parking part?
Okay.
What are we gonna do, or are we just gonna leave it alone? But people that park up at the middle school to walk all that way down, the horse-drawn wagon is just way too expensive, can't do it.
Okay, so what, we come up with we originally tried to get Knights Limits in to give us a thing, but they don't want to do it either.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you
John
wanna-
wants them to walk.
You want them to walk?
Senior Center has a bus now.
Yeah.
I don't know if they use it during that time.
A trolley, a tram, a hayride, all of that stuff would be cool.
2 feet.
We did have it here,
expensive.
we did have Whittier Farm do a hayride once. That worked out
And the
really
price went
well.
up.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Except that he's doubled his price, so that it's not really worth it.
Well, no, they cut us, they worked with us for the first year,
Yeah. Well,
gave us a discount, and
Well,
then.
they gave us a discount and then took
They're
the,
too
then
busy
took the
running their
discount
event.
away.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
They used to set up a booth, but they don't anymore, so, because they keep their orchard open, so.
Whittier's?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're slams.
no,
They're busy, they're busy at their own.
They don't
time,
have
so I
anything
kinda
to
get it.
run people around anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Of course, there is another farm that has a hayride like that, but he's way off in Blackstone. We can reach out and see if they want to do it.
Who is it?
Wojcik's farm.
Oh,
Wojcik's in
oh, it's a really
Blackstone.
cool place to go.
They do,
Several years ago.
in the fall, they do a, like a haunted, hayfield or something, or the hay maze or something. And they have a, like a farm store there that does, cider donuts and, that whole bit. They have some really nice wagons for hay rides out to the orchard. So
All right,
ask if they
you're
want
gonna
to.
contact them.
Wojcik's farm.
How did Whittier's get their wagon and tractor here?
They drove it down the road.
Did they?
Yeah.
The
Must have taken a
horses?
while.
No. They had a
No,
tractor
the
going
tractor.
there.
Oh,
Even still, it must have taken a while.
Hmm?
Must have taken them a long time to get there.
no, they,
They wake up early, they're farmers.
I did tell you we have fun.
They drove it here.
What about one of the local farms? Like in Douglas?
They didn't trailer it?
No. No, it's a wagon.
It's,
Too much of a pain in the neck.
It's, I mean,
well, a
it's,
So how
lot of
would
them don't
Wojcik's get
have
there?
it's
hay
actually a
wagons.
trailer.
How would Wojcik?
They have
how
their
would Wojcik's
horses,
get there?
they ride their
Same thing.
horses,
They would
they
drive.
have
They got plates on
hay
them.
It would
fields,
take 'em
whatever.
It'd take them 4 hours to get there. They'd have to leave on Friday.
They could always drop it off the night before, however, you can, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I
It's
don't
worth
know.
a shot.
It's worth a shot. Yeah.
All right,
All right, entertainment.
entertainment, all right.
Entertainment.
All right, so press releases have gone out. Hopefully we get something in the papers, the next edition or the edition after. People are starting to get shirt up. I'm shirting up folks. I've got John Short for the beer garden.
Morning, first shift or second shift?
Right now, first shift, but I'm flexible on that. Yeah, so right now first shift, but he's in for the beer garden. I got the Britwits for the main stage for a double set.
When's the last time they came?
It's been years.
Okay.
And they actually requested to not have a break. They said they prefer to play straight through.
Whoa, so straight through for
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, of the Britwits.
It's funny, I'm right there and I never hear the entertainment.
Who else?
I can never get close enough. 2 hours from the kids.
Apparently like Tony Screen.
Yeah, everyone's
Ed
asking
the
me to do
Wizard
something.
is confirmed.
Yep.
Yay, the kids love Ed the Wizard
Again, Dance Sensation is confirmed.
for,
For their little dance thing out
Yeah,
there?
for their dance thing in the goodness stage.
Dog Tech? BBT?
Who knows? I'll reach out in September. 'Cause everyone's off. Choir, the chorus is confirmed, and they have the high school has a new marching band teacher.
Mhm.
So I've emailed him, but haven't heard yet. So again, it's summer. I think he's a new hire. It could be not until September that they're confirmed, but the marching band should be fine. And I just found contact info for a living statue,
yay.
so I will email them tonight or tomorrow.
Do you know what they are?
It's like a marbly marbly statue.
The first one we ever had was so super
She was
cool.
awesome.
I mean, her tip jar was literally overflowing, and I don't know how she stood there for 8-9 hours. And I'll be honest with you, I'd have to go to the
I don't
bathroom.
remember
just
what,
saying.
what did she show? She was just white, right?
She was just all white, and she blew kisses to the king in the parade and little kids. And the little kids were constantly running up, giving a tip and waiting for her to react. It was
She must have
super
been.
cool.
She.
She was
You would have never recognized her in 100 years without it all, because she was standing up in this platform with her dress and all the makeup and whatever, and then when she finally got all done and took the makeup off, she must have been like what, 5'1", 5'2"? She
Yep,
was, like,
I met her
tiny,
too. She was so nice.
short hair, like you would have never recognized her. 8 hours, and she made good money. So, but we've struggled to find someone since. She wound up going off with like a circus, like a performing arts Cirque du Soleil sort of thing, traveling.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, can't blame her.
She was awesome.
She was very, very good.
And it was great. She was where the soda jerk is now. We had her there under the tree,
Yeah.
and she was this big tall thing in the middle of the road, so you could see her all the way up and down the road.
She looked exactly like a marble statue,
It was perfect.
and it was perfect, and she had a little tip jar, and if you came over and you trying to
Tipped
figure
her?
out if she was real or not, and she was so still.
Mm-hmm.
But then you put a tip in, and then
Yeah, she gave you a little.
You get something.
You get something, right?
they did this little smile or you know.
I was impressed with
Gesture
the
or something.
salute in the bow to the king of the puppet parade.
Oh, yeah.
That was incredible.
That's cute.
Yeah, so, I'm also, I've got a message out to, Mark Mandeville, Mark and Rayanne, who played a number of years ago, and they both work at, Blackstone Valley Music. So, Mark and I are in negotiations right now if they're gonna play, but he's also got a couple folks, he's gonna put me in touch with, younger kids at BV, Blackstone Valley Music, to get them to perform. Who else is in the season, the guy and the girlfriend of,
Greater Goods.
Oh yes,
Great,
very good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Easy Season,
Mhm.
they're playing again.
Good. I like that because that means he's there.
Yeah, and actually, I'm actually gonna give them the choice if they wanna play a shorter set on the main stage or a double set on the second stage. So it's kind of up to them where they wanna go. So, stuff's coming together. I will have next couple weeks. By August, I'll have.
Give me a time when you think that I can start putting the program together.
Oh, you can start, yeah, give me a couple weeks, and then you can start putting stuff together in a couple weeks.
Do you feel you have a shortage? Like, do you want me to try and put you in touch again with my brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Or, like I said, he's out of Millbury and has a lot of
Please.
band contacts, so.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, because, it didn't work out last time, but if he wants to play, I'll get him on.
Yeah, even if not to play, but he could probably, get you in touch with
Yeah,
some
he's got some
really good
recommendations,
bands.
yep.
Okay.
It's always helpful to get, to be able to see or listen
Okay.
to bands, so if he's got like Facebook pages, you can, names.
Is the Honey Badger coming back? They were well received.
I don't know. I haven't reached out to him yet. We'll see how things shape up.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's, dog orphans, Ron, we're good to do dog racing again.
And that's why we have to.
So that's why we need to figure out the track.
Well, yeah, so we'll talk about that when we get to the stuff that's in the units.
So logistically, Ron's gonna take care of the signups and the day of
What about the gate?
stuff. We can either continue to use their gate that they have, or we could try to build one.
Well, we gotta know what to build if we're building it. Kinda prefer to use his, have
Great.
him bring it. and,
Sure.
That way
Yeah,
we
just
don't
be
have
done with
to
it.
store it or.
So,
Yeah.
I think it's still a little bit early, but what I'll do is when it gets a little bit closer, my plan is to start putting out some Facebook messages to the town groups. Looking for vendors. I'll put out a post about vendors. I'll put out a post about entertainment, and I'll put out a post about the dog racing. I'll try to get those out there.
We should probably do a volunteer one, but much closer
Closer.
to the,
Yeah.
to the event, yeah. Okay.
Don't forget your pumpkin contest.
Pumpkin contest as well.
Hmm.
So that's gonna be a little closer too. Yeah,
Well-
so,
Sorry.
We're gonna start pushing that in August, because some people will start thinking, I know everyone's gonna say it's too early, it's too early. No, it's not.
it's too early, it's too early.
No, it's not.
The other thing I'm waiting on, sorry, to finish up the dog racing thought, we gotta check the turf
Mhm.
to see if, it doesn't need to be perfect, but it's just gotta be usable.
Okay, well, right now that's gonna roll behind the storage unit
So we should-
outside.
I have a pressure washer.
I do too.
Yeah,
We can
I do
double
too.
pressure
actually.
wash it.
And we'll pull it out,
It's not a face.
we'll unroll it and see what it looks like. Okay?
And then what I would like to think about a little bit more, I'll kind of put my brain on it, is a new fencing rig. Because we've got the buckets and the sand and it doesn't work great. Dogs escape sometimes. It's one problem. And it's gotta be kind of like pulled taut in certain directions, and I wonder if we can think of something that's a little better.
Okay, well, we can visit that. I guess the first thing is we're pulling the carpet, that turf out and seeing if we can salvage it. Okay. Done? Let's talk about the Watch and the Light
Yep.
Parade.
I got nothing.
It's gonna be
All right,
large.
I may have possibility for people to man the puppets. So I have to reach out to them. I talked with someone this weekend.
How many?
Well, I said 8 to 10. And I said, then we have a smaller puppet for a smaller child, but has to be at least 10 years old. So they're interested. I will check into that.
So if who is it?
It's a new dance studio up on 146.
Alva or something like that.
Yeah, I have her card.
They were at my event.
Yeah, that's how I met
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of people for Octoberfest.
Oh,
Here,
good.
give me your card. So, but they're new and they were interested in possibly doing it. She had to talk with her partners, then they have to talk with the people.
Who are you thinking they're gonna get? Kids?
I told her the
Teens?
puppets are very tall and it's like a backpack harness, so they have to be either teenagers or older or adults. Can't have little kids doing it, because it just doesn't work. I explained the puppets where you've got a pole that holds the hand, and then when you bow down, the whole thing works. So that doesn't mean, when I talk to her, if we bring one to her and show her how it works, then she'll know. But I figured if I had a possible contact, we've got to get going on this.
Okay. So the. you
Oh,
talked about-
sorry. Can I, one more thing?
Yeah.
Dance Sensation is going to perform,
Mhm.
and I'd like to offer like that we waive their booth fee, like we've done in previous years in lieu of payment.
We've done that in the past.
Just want to bring it and vote on it.
What's their booth? Is it just like a sign-up booth kind of?
Yeah, it's
just,
an information,
if-
booth,
yeah.
giving out information,
Yeah.
sign up.
But we don't pay them, they perform, but, you know, much like we
So
do.
we
with-
give them, we comp them a
Yeah.
booth so that, you know, because they perform.
So,
Make motion.
move that we waive the dance sensation.
Second.
Booth fee.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Who seconded it?
I did.
No, you started.
I started it,
I
I
seconded
finished
it.
it.
We voted, everybody voted but you so far.
Any opposed?
No.
All in favor? So moved.
So moved. Okay. All right, soda. I have to get the stuff to you so that you can clean it out,
Okay.
get it all cleaned up.
All right.
Um,
Is it in one of the units,
Hmm?
or is it at your house?
No, right now it's right now it's actually at my scout building,
Okay.
stored in the basement down there.
Okay.
So we'll get that to you so that you can, clean it through, clean it through the lines, or,
Okay.
disinfect it up and
Okay.
get it ready.
Do you have sanitizer? Do you know what sanitizer?
I do.
It was like, probably check like beer making site or something and then.
Yeah, they make a special fluid for
Yeah,
going through
and
there.
some of it is
We'll get our
rinse.
hands on that and you can pump it through that system.
Some of it's rinseless.
Okay.
You have to order more syrup?
Yes, we'll have to, and we'll also talk about I'll take an inventory of what we have,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I think we still had a fair amount left over.
we do.
Yeah.
It has a pretty long shelf life though, it's a few years.
Mhm.
So, and I keep it in a cool, dark place, so it's.
Okay. And I need to find 2 new soda jerks as well.
You need the what?
2 new soda jerks.
We've gotta find 2 new soda
Right.
jerks.
Okay.
We still have the costumes and stuff though,
Mhm.
Do you need more, do you need more cups?
probably. I'll take an inventory of stuff that we have.
Did you wind up buying a new scoop,
Yes,
plastic?
yes. So we got new plastic scoops.
Last
More
year
than
we
one.
did.
Yep.
The metal was a great idea until it lived in ice all day. But very cold. Oops.
Yeah, and all that equipment was labeled in terms of what to connect and how to connect it.
Yeah,
so
it's still labeled, but I kind of opened it up and I said, ooh, this is gonna be cleaned up. So,
Okay.
You gotta get CO2 from Atlas,
okay,
right?
that's probably true. We do not have a CO2 tank. I think we borrowed
We got
these
an,
last time.
no, we got an extra one from Atlas.
We did.
We didn't really use much.
No, we don't.
Of it.
It doesn't use much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we had like maybe two tanks just in case, and
Mhm.
it doesn't use much at all.
Okay. All right. And I
You
think-
need to have instructions because the ones that run it forget that once you put it all together, you do what the coffee shops do. Take a napkin, put it over the top, shake it up.
There's no lid.
Huh?
There's no lid. It's
We have no lids?
Lidless.
We have lids.
We don't use lids.
Huh?
We didn't use lids.
We had lids. They just didn't put them on.
Oh, all right.
We have lids. We had lids there. There was
All
a
right.
box of lids under the thing. I know
All
there
right.
was because I put
Okay.
it there.
Lids for what?
Yeah.
So
The sodas. But when they make it, they have to remember to stir it because then people will start drinking it and all they're getting is soda water because the syrup hadn't gone to the bottom yet.
Right.
So figure it out.
do you have any leads on kiddos?
No. But figure it out.
Okay.
They work for tips all day, right?
Yep, they get the tips.
When do we want to go and investigate what's in the units and
Sooner the better
pull
for
that
me.
carpet out? And
Sooner the better.
How about tonight, baby?
can't do it this weekend, but
Well,
next weekend can.
that would be,
I liked it
next
better
week
when
would be August
these rooms had calendars
10th
on
and
the walls.
11th.
10th is a Saturday,
Yep.
the 11th is a Sunday.
Yep, those work for me.
John, are you home the 10th and 11th of August? You're trying to get out of it. I see you sitting there quietly.
Might be the 10th, maybe. I think 11th. I think I've got something going on.
Let's say Saturday the 10th,
Okay. 6 a.m.
5:30.
Right at 5.
What time you meeting?
How you doing, Rhoda?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
10 a.m.
That's an early day.
on Saturday, August 10th.
I saw Leo.
Yeah.
You want it earlier?
Yeah.
Hey, they want it earlier than 10.
Yep.
Really?
I
Yeah.
got young kids. I'm up at 7 a.m.
8 a.m.
Sure.
Is that
That
too
work?
early?
I'll be there at 7 drinking pumpkin
It's not too
coffee.
I'll be up
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Don't sleep much, do you?
You buying breakfast?
Sleeping up bed.
Tony's buying breakfast.
Yeah, I'll use your donut money.
Cash back.
Your donut money. I'll reimburse it to you next year.
I move that Tony buys us Breakfast on Saturday, August 10th.
I
Yeah,
abstain. I
abstain.
abstain. I abstain on that one. Okay. Anything new? Any new ideas?
Do we want to add anything to the parade if I can get something added?
You want the king back?
We can try and get Alex back. He's usually doing the barrel train.
Well, actually not last year because he was off in Florida
Oh,
with the
yeah,
family.
yeah.
We had Jonathan Matthews, who actually drew the train again this weekend.
All right, Tony will ask Alex to be the king.
Yeah.
But what else would we add to it besides the puppets? Want me to ask the Jenks store to be in their old-fashioned costumes? Doesn't match the puppets, but at least, no. Okay, we got a no on that one. Kids in costume?
What costume?
I don't know, whatever they was. They're kids, little kids. What do I care? You know it's gonna be appropriate, they're little kids.
Whose kids?
Not mine.
Everybody's kids. Kids in costume.
What about Disney characters?
Halloween costume.
You could do that if you get someone to wear it.
There was a place I was talking to for Picnic at the Park, and they dressed up in all those characters.
We have to pay 'em.
I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
She couldn't make my event, so the conversation ended.
Okay.
But I can send you her contact if you want to talk to her.
Why don't we see if we can get these people first before we
All right,
put too much energy into this?
all right.
Anything else?
Hold on, I'm writing.
No new brainstorms?
Hold on, I'm writing.
Want to build another train?
You said something about airplanes. Sensory tent.
We
You said
did
you brought
that.
the train up to that event?
Do you guys really?
You
Huh?
said you brought
Really?
the train up to that event?
No,
To her
Oh.
picnic in the park?
you just
Yeah.
had
Weren't
an
there
easy.
repairs that were
with a
needed
table
for
and
that?
chairs.
What was that?
Didn't
Well, I
you say
had
there
another
were
one up near
repairs
the
that were needed
games
to
where I
that?
built water tables and.
Well, the train,
Boat
yeah,
races.
when I pulled the cars out, because
So
I
I'm trying
did,
to
I took
decide,
them
do
out
I
of the
want
unit.
to Picnic at the Park, get a booth?
Actually, those units,
Or do I wanna
since
bring my
we
kids? I
sealed
can't.
them up, there's no problems
both.
on that.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
Don't you have
They seal
family?
up- They seal
Really
up pretty
don't.
tight.
I
didn't
have
see any
in-laws,
evidence
but they come
of
with me.
rodents in those.
to help watch the
Um,
kids.
Anyway, I thought that was pretty remarkable.
Mm.
But anyway, I pulled the cars out, but the way that
Add
they
those water
were
tables.
moved there and packed last time, they were pretty bashed up.
Yeah.
I had to repaint and touch them up.
And the boat
So I
races,
took the-
Yeah.
even the
train
teenage
cars
boys
home,
liked the boat
touched them
races.
up,
I had to stop
and
them
then,
from squirting each
you know, took them
other.
to that event. The engine is my lawnmower with the thing on the front. So,
Okay.
I had to replace the dry belt on that.
Oh yeah, train broke on Saturday.
But,
I saw that toward the end.
Can't have big kids in it.
So, but anyway,
Did the
so,
teenagers
yeah, I
get
did a
on there,
little
or
repair
just?
to the train.
Oh.
Right now, the cars are back
Earlier,
in,
I told them
they're back
no.
in that unit.
And later in the
I put 'em back
day, they get on.
They waited for you to not look.
Well, no, I don't think it was that. I just don't think they were stopped. So it
So,
broke the
anyway, so
train.
when we get there on that Saturday,
You can build one
we'll
of
pull
those
the carpet is out
rulers like the
behind
carnival
it.
has. If
Okay.
you're this
Yeah.
I
height,
think there's two rolls.
below this height, did you get on the train?
That's a good point.
They were on cardboard rolls before, and those kind of disintegrated and fell apart, so.
Okay.
But they're still rolled up, and, you know, they're supposed to be,
That's actually probably the biggest problem, is not having those cardboard tubes. Because those are the only thing that give the turf any rigidity to move them.
well, the cardboard tubes just don't last. You gotta put
So,
PVC tubes or
yeah,
something.
let's get some PVC pipe
Yeah,
and roll them up on that.
yeah,
Otherwise, moving them is going to
Moving
be
them is
extremely
terrible.
difficult.
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll pull them out, we'll see if, you know, we'll power wash them, see if they're salvageable and stuff, and then, you know, whatever we can salvage out of it, we'll roll them up on PVC.
Yeah, get some
To
4-inch,
make it easier to move.
some 4-inch pipe or something.
Yeah.
So they're not that wide. What do you think? They 8 feet across?
No, I think they're 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay.
I had a question on the race car thing. Are there like restrictions on like how much fuel needs to be in that thing, like as a fire restriction kind of
On what thing?
the race car? Like I'm sure it's a pretty high octane flammable fuel that this thing goes
I
off
think
of.
it's pretty
and-
well protected. You
Okay.
know, I mean, these guys race around the track at 100 miles an hour with, you know, 2 gallons of gas.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in my industry, like we bring vehicles inside, like to events, and there's a lot of restrictions on like the amount of fuel and what you can and can't do. Kind
We'll
of
have to
thing.
ask that. And
Okay.
it just so happens that the guy that's on that pit crew is the fire chief in town. So I don't really think we have a problem with the gas, right? I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah.
We
but-
have had race cars before too at the event outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
We'll contact the fire department and
Yeah.
talk to the
We'll
chief.
just ask the fire chief.
Yeah.
You know,
You know, you gonna want that thing like running from time to time and
No.
No.
for noise or
Nope,
attraction?
nope,
No.
nope.
We don't want it started up. We just want it there.
Alright.
Just to sit.
It's a Kodak moment.
Okay.
You know,
Photo op.
it's a stock car. I mean, you know, it's cool. Kids are gonna go, whoa. You know, but we don't really wanna hear it.
You don't want to smell it. You don't want to smell it.
Oh, we don't wanna smell it
The
either.
fumes would be awful.
I have not contacted the Masons Lodge. I was waiting to hear back from you guys if that's where we were thinking of putting it, right on their
I think
lawn.
that's pretty much the only spot.
With the car show.
See,
Well-
that's why I didn't call them, because he wants it at the car show. I want it up at the Masons Lodge. Steve, what are your thoughts? Because we need to draw stuff
Yeah.
up to the Masons Lodge.
I think separated from the car show.
I would too.
I think that they're
I
not
don't think it's,
related at all.
nope,
What?
they're not related at all.
A car? A race car?
A race car is
It's not an
related.
antique car.
Yeah, but they're not all antiques at the car show. My uncle brought his race car. It's not an antique. It's a race car.
Well, we should put him up with the other race car. Okay. Going in the minutes.
Is it possible to get it on that lawn?
I have to ask
It is?
permission.
Like, there's no curbs or anything?
They drive over a sidewalk, but there's no curbs.
The sidewalk?
No, they can go from the driveway.
Go from the
Okay, the
parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious, like, because it's a race car, it's gonna be pretty low to the ground.
Yeah, but they have a dirt parking lot on Cottage Street. You just drive up onto the lawn, yeah, from there.
Yeah, if we can confirm
That's
that,
if
I'll,
they're okay with that. I
Yeah.
mean, that, I wouldn't, that's why I don't think that they'd be, they don't really want, 20 muscle cars sitting on their front lawn.
Oh, there's not room for 20 muscle cars anyway.
Well, I know, but it's not doing much for the lawn that way.
once it's confirmed, I'll have him meet me there and we'll
But,
you know,
but a
look
stock
at
car,
it, make sure
a
that he's
stock car has,
comfortable with it
number
instead of
one,
the day of.
they have slicks and the tires are this wide, so it's like driving a dune buggy up there.
Okay. Did I have anything new? I can't remember. Yeah, okay, can't be that important.
How are we doing with food vendors?
That's a fun topic.
Did we get a barbecue guy yet?
We did the Northbridge fireworks. I talked with a barbecue person and someone who's considering doing German food.
Cool. What
So,
does that have to do with barbecue?
what? If you're gonna talk, you have to hit.
Do we have a barbecue guy? You said, we said, you started talking about barbecue and then you said
Right.
German food.
Yes, two
Well, she
different
actually
people.
said both. You just
Barbecue
didn't-
No, I
and,
didn't.
You just mixed them together.
Okay.
so yeah, the German food person was making up her menu and contacting me. And I called and talked with the barbecue guy.
Which one? The vendor?
Yeah.
Just have him call
Two different
John.
vendors.
He's gonna need to sample.
The barbecue snob.
Is there a way to put food in or adjacent to the beer garden?
Depends.
We'll get a schnitzel cannon.
It depends.
Comes with a T-shirt.
If it's a German food vendor, I would figure it out.
Only German?
Yes.
Well, it's unfair to have all food here and then have another food over there.
Unless I can justify it somehow.
Right.
If it's a German food vendor, then it kind of fits.
Okay,
And I
in
can
the
put
beer
it over
garden.
there. Yeah, because at least, when they complain and say, how come they're over there? I say, because they're selling German food. See? At least I have some comeback to
Yeah.
excuse my preference.
Yeah, I mean, it would be lucrative to keep people in the beer garden
Yeah,
and not have to leave to get food.
yeah.
I also got Waves ice cream.
Sweet.
What I can't do, okay, and I gotta figure out how to stop this from happening, is I can't have kids in the beer garden, okay? And when you put food in there, okay, that's different than the other food that's out, and have people go in there, and, oh gee, so they got their entire family in the beer garden, sitting at a table eating food, and I have children in the beer garden, and I can't do that. So I have to, I have to figure that out. So what happened is the food vendor is not in the beer garden. They're outside the beer garden.
And so
but
the
in that-
tables and
but
chairs.
Right there, there's tables and chairs outside the beer garden. Because the minute you go in that barricade, okay, now you're under a different license.
Okay.
So, is the tent going to mess up putting a food vendor out?
No, because it's not gonna be in there.
Okay,
There would be no food inside that rope.
so we'll put the food vendor
It can be to
in
the
front of the
right.
barn.
Yeah.
Ish,
Yeah.
right
That's how, do
there.
you remember?
A few years back, we did that.
Yeah.
Because
And
we
they
had
sold out.
Because we had the German,
We had a German food guy. It
Wiener
was
Schnitzel.
actually a little teeny trailer.
It was a green
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was small though, and we pushed it up onto the little thing there, facing the beer garden, and he
Yeah.
sold out of food.
great.
Yeah.
So we want that.
And we always put tables and chairs outside there so that families can buy food and sit there. They can even listen to the music of the beer garden, but they're not in the beer garden proper. As soon as you go past that, the gate, you need an ID for that.
So your German food guy, is it a little trailer or is it a
trailer.
Great. Great.
Just back them in that,
Back them in.
back them in.
That's what I
Now,
say, back them in.
that takes more discussion with the Jenks store.
Don't look at me to do it.
No, I'll take care of that.
I move
part.
that Tony
But-
attend the Historical
Another one?
Society meeting.
Yeah. Sometimes they
So
do their soup and sandwich stuff inside the
They
kitchen.
always do food and they do very well inside. Yeah, the Jenks. It's usually soup sandwiches and stuff like that, and they usually almost always sell out. People like it, they get to go in, relax, sit down. Yeah.
Do they have signage? Do they have signage
For what?
for the soups and stuff?
Not-
They put a little, they have their, what they have out there now is what they use for their signage.
no. We put them on the program though, remember?
Yeah.
Great. Do I have the 2023 program? I think I do.
All right. Speaking of pumpkins, I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah, whatever. I do have one somewhere. Anyways, so is there anything else that we're forgetting? Here's the 2023.
I would like to spend 5 minutes on something,
Proceed.
maybe 4.
Oh,
The-
this was, that was a draft. Because I got spaces empty. But yes.
Soups.
see?
Great.
This was a draft when I was filling in, waiting for you to give me information to fill in such stuff.
Great.
Okay, Tony.
The contractor pavilion thing. So Mary, you had gotten me this list from the
Yes,
town of
yes.
businesses. I've sorted through it. I'm calling it a contractor pavilion because I'm thinking of, you know, electricians and plumbers and painters and carpenters, like having an area where they get a certain table space. Couple questions, like where, there's like 30 possible contractors. If we get a third of them, okay, so say 10 contractors, are we giving them each like a half a table for that proposed fee?
A half a table.
Yeah,
How would we, how big is the space gonna be?
I don't know. I don't know what the,
Okay, I love the idea, we just gotta figure out the logistics of that. I don't, depending on how big it is, and how, and how do we cover it? Do we put,
No, we don't do it, they do it.
well, no, they don't.
you know,
If we're doing a contractor's pavilion and have them buy in, you know, like for, I don't know, a table space or something, then it's really our concession, and they just rented some of it,
right,
right?
yep,
That's the idea.
Yep.
So then it would be ours. That means that we have to set it up, and they would come in and add their marketing materials to
right,
it.
right. And my
That's
thought
it.
is if, I don't know what we have for tables that are accessible, but if they're 6 foot or 8 foot, whatever half of that would be, they would each get like a half a table. I mean, essentially, they're just trying to create like a space to give
Yeah.
them some, you know, get in front of people that might be looking for some work they need done.
What's a vendor spot? 10 by 10?
Yes.
But if you did, you could, there's a couple of different ways you could do it. But it would also depend on how many of them are interested. That might determine the size. I don't want to put a 20 by 20 thing and
Right.
have 2 guys in there,
Right,
okay?
yeah.
So if we, I was more thinking that you would have walls in it that they could hang things up, because you're gonna have more of that, really, than table stuff, right?
Well, so what do you think? What are you thinking someone,
Like a bulletin board.
what are they gonna put on it?
They would put on their business cards, for one, maybe pictures of some of the jobs that they do,
I
you know,
would
some of
think
their marketing, if they have
that
any.
could still be on their half the
Oh,
table.
it
Yeah.
could be, it could be.
Yeah.
It's just actually easier to see if it was on a bulletin board, though.
But I think
Right.
then you're also blocking other contractors, like depending upon where they are situated in there,
Yeah.
like they're not gonna be able to see the people coming and people aren't gonna be able to really see
Yep,
them.
yep.
Whereas if it's just tables, it's kind of open.
How many tables can you put in a U in a 10 by 10?
3.
So, to Steve's point, if you bought half a table space, bought in, did we set a price yet?
I think it
No,
was discussed maybe like $100 per company.
That's a lot.
Right. And that's the thing, like, okay, we can propose this, but what are they gonna get for it? Like, you know, I'm kind of looking
Because
for
they could buy a
some of the
whole-
details.
How much would it cost them to buy a whole?
70 until August 15th, and then it goes right up to $100.
So it's like kind of a crappy deal.
Yeah.
Because they could buy a whole vendor spot for
Right.
$70.
I mean, the good thing is they could set the space up, and essentially, like, if you needed to have some painting done, right, painting of your house. Okay, well, there's some spots there, and there's local painters that have their information, and you can easily just go and take that information, or if they're there, you can talk with them. Like, they don't necessarily need to stay in that spot. They can still do whatever. They just kind of have a little bit of real estate without committing to a full booth.
Well, you could also, depending on how you wanted to do that, like if it was a 10 by 10 spot that was being shared by, I don't know, 5 or 6 contractors,
Mhm.
right? Then you could also set it up, you could have all of their information there, but you could set it up so that each contractor has a certain time in there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, from this time to this time, so that you didn't have all 10 of them in there at the same time, right?
I don't really care for the logistics of that, though,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
everything else we got going on. Well, what I've done was I tried to get a contact name, I tried to get a phone number, because this list was good, but it didn't have that information. But I have that now. I'll just start calling on it and seeing if there's
If they're
any
interested.
interest.
Yeah.
If they're
Um,
interested, then depending on the number of them would depend on,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do we,
how
what
big-
what does it cost us to rent tables?
Depends the size, but.
Three tables to make a U in
10
a,
bucks.
how much?
$10 each.
So
Wow.
$30.
SoCal let me borrow their tables.
And then do we have enough tents
Who?
SoCal?
to do two,
SoCal Club.
Yeah, they don't
if we needed to,
Oh.
2 spots?
You're talking about.
A 10 by 10 easy up.
Okay, well, what I would do then, if this worked differently, yes, the answer to that question.
Okay.
But I would prefer to use the one that I used to use in the beer garden, the double 10 by 10, it's 10 by 20,
Yeah,
okay? I would use that one.
sure.
And then, because I don't.
My thought was, you do a 10 by 10 spot unless you needed the
Bigger.
bigger.
Yeah.
And then do the 10 by 20, 2
Mhm.
spots. And so in terms of just financial costs, it would cost us $30 in tables for a single spot and $60 in tables for a double spot. So long as we can cover the cost
Mhm.
of the tables and then, make a little bit of money on it.
We're not gonna have any manpower to man that.
We don't,
No,
we don't
we
need
wouldn't
to, that's the
need
whole
to.
point.
It would be
Okay.
the contractors that.
All right, okay.
If at all, or
If at
they just
all.
drop their
Yeah.
business cards or a
Right.
t-shirt or
It's just a
whatever.
resource or a spot for
What
them
we
to.
can do too is depending on how big it is, we can have a banner made that we can hang from the awning that says local contractor booth,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
And we would know ahead of
Contractors
time too, who's coming.
Mhm.
So, maybe we could even organize it a little bit with like painters,
Right,
plumbers, electricians, so that if you're walking, you can see like,
right.
oh yeah, I actually could use a contact for a painter.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
And, if this is something that works out well for them, say it's $50 for that. Okay, well, you know what? I got 3 jobs out of Octoberfest. Next year, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a vendor spot. Like,
Yeah.
so it could sort of be like a starter program to try and draw something, so.
I have a
Right.
roofing guy you could put on there.
Okay. Well, is there, I mean, price-wise, what do we think? Would it, I mean, I think the 100 is too high, but.
I mean,
do
you're
we-
effectively buying half a table,
Mhm.
right? So, um, I don't know.
How big are the tables?
I'm
6 feet,
thinking
8
40, but
feet?
it's like, well, would you say 40 or would you just say 50? Like,
$40.
is it
Yeah,
easy
each
math?
table is, well, 8-foot tables, yeah.
You want to make it low enough barrier of entry that it's enticing,
Yeah,
right? It's like easy enough to spend.
I think probably 40 would be,
So it would be somewhere between the $50 and $75 mark.
Yeah, they just mentioned 40 and you went right up to 50, 75.
Tony's like, I know the costs.
$50.
$40.
45.
45 it is. And they would get a
Half a table.
Half table.
half a table.
Just like ordering ribs, you get a half a rack, or you get a rack, right, Mr. Barbecue?
That's right.
Half a table for, are you okay with 45?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and we don't lose any money. We're not losing anything. It's only value added. Right, so it sort of incentivizes, we want to incentivize people to do it.
Yep.
Because there's also like a critical mass, right? Like if you get 1 or 2 contractors, it's not worth it.
Right.
You really want it full.
Well, I can, when I call them, I can tell them, you know, this is a new opportunity that we're looking for interest in.
We're trying to promote local business, so
Yeah.
it's a local, we're creating a local contractor booth. So you don't really have to, you just gotta come with all your marketing stuff, you buy in,
Yeah.
and you can put your marketing stuff out.
Yeah.
And for $45, you're putting your name in front of 10 to 15,000 people's eyes.
Yep.
Yeah,
They may be looking for a local contractor for something.
yeah.
I do know that there is a company, actually out of Rhode Island, that comes to Octoberfest every year, and they did get work from Oktoberfest.
Oh, is that the leaf
No.
company?
Would
No.
would there be any issues with the contractors giving out things
Like what?
like water?
Yeah, I would prefer that they don't do that.
Yeah, because the church does that, but also all the other people are trying to do their best to make money. Any of their gadgets that they get, whether they're keychains, fidgets, whatever, that would be good.
Tchotchke stuff, fine, but no
Yeah.
Marketing.
no food or drink.
Yeah, no food or drink.
Unless it's
Any
candy.
other marketing is all right. They can give out candy if they want, not packaged candy or something.
So some food.
Ice cream cones.
Now we got an ice cream in there.
We have to try the candy first, make sure it's good.
That's funny, I
Twizzlers.
can't have it.
All right, get yours.
All right, anything else?
No?
I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I knew John was gonna jump on that.
Second,
Steve, would you like
I
to
will-
second
I
and go
will-
home?
I will second that.
all in favor? Aye. We're done.
Adjourned.